In a cozy, sunlit playroom, where toys chattered happily, lived a very special little lighthouse named Lumen. He was a bright red and white striped tower with a tiny, blinking light at the top. He stood proudly on a rocky island made of building blocks, always ready to guide the toy ships and boats back to the shore, the edge of the playmat. Lumen absolutely loved his job. Every evening, as the room grew dim, his little light would start to blink, a steady, comforting pulse that helped the brave pirate ship, the sea sprinter, and the gentle tugboat Puff find their way through imaginary oceans of blankets and pillows. His best friends were Captain Barnaby Bear, who commanded the sea sprayer, and Pip the Penguin, who steered Puff. One windy afternoon, it was just the window being opened too wide, a gust swept through the playroom. Toys tumbled, and in the chaos, Lumen was knocked from his island. He rolled, bounced, and then, with a soft thump, vanished under the big, comfy armchair in the corner. Pip the Penguin let out a worried squeak. "Lumen, Lumen, where are you?" Captain Barnaby Bear, usually so brave, looked very concerned. "He's gone. How will we ever find our way back in the dark now?" The playroom suddenly felt much bigger and scarier without Lumen's familiar blink. The other toys, a shy giraffe, a sleepy dinosaur, and a pile of colorful blocks, all looked worried. They knew how important Lumen was. Determined, Captain Barnaby declared, "We must find Lumen. The sea sprinter and Puff will lead the search party." And so, an expedition began. Captain Barnaby, Pip, and a small, brave crew of toy soldiers set off from the playmat. Their first stop was the treacherous Rug Mountains, the shaggy carpet near the bookshelf. "Keep your eyes peeled, crew," yelled Captain Barnaby. "Lumen's light is small, but mighty." They sailed their way over the fluffy peaks. Pip, who had excellent eyesight, spotted a glimmer. "Over there, near the giant's leg," he pointed. But it wasn't Lumen. It was just a lost, shiny marble reflecting the light. Disappointed, they continued on. Their journey took them past the forbidden forest of potted plants and through the valley of lost socks. Each new place felt vast and unfamiliar without Lumen's guiding light. As the sun began to set, casting long, spooky shadows, Pip whimpered, "It's getting dark. We need Lumen." Captain Barnaby squinted into the gloom. He knew they couldn't give up. "He's somewhere close. I can feel it. We just need to think like Lumen." Where would he want to be if he were lost? Pip, usually quiet, piped up. He'd want to be where he could see everything, where he could shine his light. Captain Barnaby snapped his fingers. Of course, the highest point, or somewhere hidden but still in sight of the ocean. He looked towards the armchair, the very place Lumen had disappeared. With renewed hope, they steered their boats towards it. As they got closer, Pip spotted something, a shimmer, a tiny red glimmer. He squeaked excitedly, pointing under the armchair. They peered into the shadows, and there, tucked away, but still trying his very best to blink his little light, was Lumen. He was a bit dusty, but otherwise fine. "Lumen, you're safe," cried Captain Barnaby, scooping him up gently. Lumen blinked his light happily, a little faster now. He was so glad to be found. Carefully, they carried Lumen back to his block island. As soon as he was placed back on his spot, his light seemed to shine even brighter, cutting through the twilight. That evening, as the child who owned the toys came in to tidy up, they noticed him. "Oh, there you are, little Lighthouse. You were hiding." They gave him a gentle wipe and put him right back on his island. Captain Barnaby, Pip, and all the toys cheered quietly. Lumen's light blinked, strong and true, guiding them all home through the night. The playroom was safe again, and Lumen knew he had the best friends a lighthouse could ever wish for.